Hi, here I am in the semi-dark. I don't even know who I am. I'm RJ Ogren, the artist, former Disney artist, and I'm going to be working on some black light. And this is going to be very strange because I will be turning out this other light, and in fact, you'll see how strange it's going to look. Doesn't do real well. I hope you all can see me. Um, I hope somebody's out there. Ooh. So um, I am going to work on some of this blacklight painting, and I have Madame Leota right here in the center. Um, and we'll have some fun with this because I'll turn the lights out. And boy, nobody's joining me today. Where is everybody? It's the week before Thanksgiving. Here, I'll put my glasses back on. And I think I did this public. There's nobody there. Oh, somebody's there. Hey, Julie. I thought I was going to be all by myself here in the black light. Well, semi-black light. I've got another light on with me at the same time. And we're starting to scare me. I see, oh, there's Jamie. Hey, how you doing, Jamie? Uh, I do want to mention just a couple things. Now, like I said, I have a black light on. You can see some of the glow behind me from some things that are on the wall, and a little bit of glow on here because I was testing some colors and how they're going to work on this painting. And this is going to get kind of strange. When I turn the light out, the picture is going to be, let me do this for a second. You tell me if you can. Hey, how you doing? You can see the black light. It's going to be weird. It's okay. Even my shirt just kind of glows, but I'm going to turn the light back on for just a minute. Oh, Rosemary finally found me. Yes. And first thing I want to mention is that, again, go to Suzanne's blog. She is writing blogs about us writing our next book, so it's quite interesting. It's srogren.blogspot.com. And also want to thank the Layman's again for the wonderful video they posted on YouTube when they visited us. It's gotten lots of views. I just had somebody from the UK ask about our books. Yes, they are available in England and the UK under Amazon UK. So go there to find our books. And next week, please, all of you, if you haven't joined me yet, join my new group site called Paintings and Stories with RJ Ogren. Next week, November 24th, I know a lot of you are going to be Thanksgiving weekend, but I'm still going to broadcast next week because I'll be doing some finishing on this blacklight painting. But I am going to put color on here in just a few minutes. Hang in there. So November 24th at 3 in the afternoon, I will be working on this painting, and there'll be a lot of glow coming from it. And tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 8 Central, we'll be on Crazy for Disney podcast again with host Rudy Clark. And it is official, like I announced, the 28th of January, 1:30 to 3 at the Santori Public Library in Aurora, Illinois. We'll be doing a presentation and a book signing. And that's enough of that. So onward to the fun stuff. And okay, so I'm going to turn out the light and show you some paint here first. There we go. Whoa, okay. The black light is actually right behind me. I haven't gotten it mounted on the up on the ceiling yet, which is a much better place for it to be. But I'm kind of really crowded in here. But I'm going to drink. I thought this was appropriate. Haunted Mansion. Oh, look, it closed in the black light. How cool is that? Slurp, slurp. I wanted to show you these. How bright enough? That's the yellow. This is a Blick fluorescent, they're calling it, but it's a black light paint, UV paint. I have green, I have blue, and I have red, which is really, So, and I have white, and I had to find the white somewhere else. But I'm going to mix these with regular tube acrylics because actually when the lights are on, this painting will look normal in regular light. And when you turn the lights out, it'll glow in black light. And the fun thing is trying to see my brushes because it's very dark in here. So what I'm going to, now I've got this, and you can't, all you can see is the white. That's regular white. Regular white does tend to glow in the black light, which is kind of neat. And in fact, I will put a little bit right there. Yeah, look at that. Hey, cool. I did not realize that the regular tube acrylic white would glow in the black light, but that's terrific. As does this white glow in the black light. So anyway, what I've got, and it's hard for you to see, so I'm gonna go around here, right here. This is the globe of Madame Leota, and I've sketched her face in real quick. Wow, it's always fun working in blacklight. You cannot see. Sometimes you can't even tell when you're putting the brush up to it. And there we go. Now this is, there she is, right there. Okay, she's within that. I'm going to put a window with curtains behind her. So just put that black right at the moment. And okay, and then over here, I'm actually going around the sketch I did of the woman blowing out the candles on the cake. And there's her lips. It's a side view, obviously. There she is. So you'll get an idea of the forms. I'm not going to paint all this black in right now, but I just wanted you to see what was happening. This is her hair I'm painting around. Because I'm gonna put some color on Leota. Now, when you're working in blacklight paints, you have, if you're anything you're doing with a lot of color in it and everything else, especially with reds and yellows, you have got to have it primed with white. So if you're working on wood and working with wildfire paint, you have to white it out with some primer or just regular white house paint, which is what we did at Disney and the attractions. But the great thing, of course, here is that this is already a prime canvas, so I've got a white background to work on. Over on this side, now, they're actually Madame Leota and one of the hitchhiking ghosts who's over here, the one with the hat on. I think he's my favorite. He is, okay, there he is. He is sitting at the table. The woman's blowing out the candles, and Madame Leota is floating above this and looking down. And let me just quickly, so you can see his shape, I'm going to have him, instead of hitchhiking, he's going to be holding a glass of wine and celebrating the birthday party. So there we go. And what I will do, let me see where we're at here. I'm going to do this in the center. What I will do with these black areas on both sides is add some blue shading to give it a nice glow that will fade out I hope you all can hear me okay, because I'm not facing you. Now I'm going to actually take the black light blue. Let's see if I can get a light there. There it is. And you can see it on my brush. See? And put some, oh, there we go. That's showing up nicely. And I'm going to blend this in. And give it some interesting color. So this is kind of fun. I'm taking figures from 3 different places in the mansion, and that has a little bit of a glow, and it's kind of hard to see. But I'm going to turn the light on, and look what happens. You can't see it hardly at all. It is there. But yikes. I'm going to turn the other light on and see. This is a good look for you. I should stay in the black light. Thank you. So you can see some of the blue up there. What I can do, I'm not going to do it right there, because I'm going to come back to the center and turn the light out again. Since you all think I look better in the dark. Where's RJ? Thanks, Pam. Greg Chomko, how have you been? Haven't seen you in years. I'm just checking what you all are saying to see if anybody's asked a question. Okay, fine. And hey, Sean, how you doing? Haven't forgotten you. I am getting to your thing. And the fun thing is you can't see the black in the. We can sort of see a little bit of it. Yeah, no, you can't. So anyway, I'm going to come back here and put a little bit of black in the center. You know, working in any of like Peter Pan and Snow White's Attraction, you know, Snow White's Scary Adventure and Mr. Toad back then, and of course the Haunted Mansion. It was a real trip when you were in there, or in our blacklight room that we had in our studio behind Small World. You working in the dark, you just can't. You lose sense of your space. Sometimes reaching for the paint, you can't see the end of your brush until you get paint on it. And so I've stuck my hand in paint, especially when I had 3D glasses on, which was the haunted houses I worked on after Disney. It was real easy to stick your hand in an entire thing of paint. The cake is right here. It's when I'm on the edge of the table. So I'll have some other glasses on the table here, and there'll be some neat things going on. This will be a lot of fun. This is part of the woman again, blowing the candles out. You at least can see some of the shape. Yeah, look at that. Woo. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to actually take, believe it or not, I have in this mixing thing, there is some ultramarine blue in it. You just can't see it. And I'm going to screw with everybody's eyes again, because there it is over there. And if I keep that tipped, it's going to go right out of there. Because what I'm going to do is put some ultramarine blue in this background here, which is actually outside. It's a glass window. And then I'll add in the, there you can see that better right there. Now that's the black light blue I'm while this black is still wet, so I can blend it in. Give it some neat looks. Actually, the curtain will be over there. Okay. Let me go up around her. I don't want it to be all even. I want it to be blended. Just a nice look to it. Leave some areas darker, especially when you get up near the other figures. And I'm going to put a little bit up there on top of her. Now, see, again, it's really hard to see. Well, that's blue. Well, we're going to switch colors now. So I'm going to, God, I can't see my brushes. Hold on a minute. Oh, there they are. I'm serious. I couldn't see my brushes. Got them. Isn't this fun? And now, oh, my eye itches. Must be the black light. I'm going to drink from my Haunted Mansion mug again. That's glowing in the light. Of course, part of what's happening here is I'm getting reflection off of the laptop, so I'm getting some white light from that. And the black light I've got is a 4-foot huge. Don't go away. I'm gonna get the black light, get closer so you can try not to hurt myself. Ugh. So now you can see it. Look at that. Anyway, maybe I should see if I can do this differently here. Wow. I'll put the black light on my lap. There's a trip. Okay. Don't drop it, RJ. There, get some better light. Well, I've got to say this is the strangest way I've ever painted with the black light in my lap. But at least now you can see. And I know what to do when I do next week on the 24th, when I'll be broadcasting from my next new group site, Paintings and Stories with RJ Ogren. So please join that group if you want to see it live. And so now we can actually, I'm going to turn that a little bit. And, wow. Balancing act. Woo. Okay. RJ's lost it, and I set my brushes down and I can't see them again. See what I mean? Okay. Well, those. Don't go away. Now you get to see in light again because I set my brushes in an odd place. Ta-da! Well, look, you can actually see the black light glow with the light at the same time. Let's try that. I got to tell you, this is different for me. I've never tried showing painting in black light, certainly under this setting, and not with the laptop that is actually throwing light off too. So let's see if I can get a little bit of indirect lighting here. Maybe this will work. Ah, hey, I think I like that. I think that'll work. Black light sitting on my lap. And I'm going to let that fall off. I'm going to have a real problem. So now I'm going to go and put some color on Leota. Oh dear. Reaching over stuff. And I'm going to put some. That's actually straight white paint I'm putting on there right now. And I'm going to go with the black light blue. See how's that looking? Ah, nice. Okay. What a strange way to paint. And get some more. This is the first. So I'm just using obviously one brush right now. And I've got to take um, a little bit of black and to get some definition here. Now, what's really crazy is you can actually use, I could use ultramarine blue and mix it in with this to get the shading, and it would look like black shading in blacklight. And when you turn the lights on, uh, it looks really strange because then it looks like ultramarine blue instead of black shadow. And let's see, she's got some things going on with her hair. Again, if you're just joining in, I'm RJ Ogren. I was a Disney artist. You're getting tired of hearing that. But and her crystal ball, by the way, is going to be because you're seeing through it. Let's give it some definition here. We'll have a little bit of, we'll have black in it, of course, because you're looking through the black background. But then I'll put in some make it a little bit gray there. Some highlights and shading on the crystal ball. And yeah, okay, hold on. I'm going to turn out the light again because I want to see what that looks like. Put my hand up. Woo-hoo. Okay, it's really hard to see. Is it afternoon? I'll tell you what, we get into working in the anytime in the black light. You really, it's like going to the movie in the middle of the afternoon and you walk out and it's, oh, okay, it's daytime. But it's the same with this. All right. Clean that brush off. And let's do some more on Leota. Let's get some on her face here. And where's my color? Okay, there we go. Yeah, where's my color? Ooh, that's too much. All right, a little bit more white. Tone this way down. I'm painting her forehead, in case you were wondering. And those of you who have read our books know that I actually worked with Leota a little bit and got to know her and what a trip that was. Now, I'm going to do something else really strange here because I'm going to make a little bit of flesh tone with some red and some yellow, a little bit of white. I'm going to add that into it there on her forehead. And we need to lighten that up even more. And Madame and Leota, of course, everybody knows her as Madame Leota, was an artist for Disney. And sadly, she died very quickly from cancer. It's very unfortunate. All right, a little bit of black. Again, you get the black, and you can't tell how much you got on your brush until you go to use it. So I'm blending in to get a little bit of shading here. That's that side, a little bit of shading on this side. The center of the bridge of her nose. There, not the bridge, the indentation between the eyes. Okay, now I'm going to turn the light on again because I need to see what I'm doing. Okay, hi. All right. So this is a process because when I'm not actually broadcasting here and having a black light sitting on my lap to get the bright light I need, because I didn't have time to get it mounted on the ceiling for today. But when I really get into it this next week, I will actually do a lot more shading, but I'll have to keep turning the regular light back on because this has to look like a regular painting in regular light. And it's when you turn the black light on that it suddenly is glowing in the black light. Oh yeah, there she's glowing. You can see part of the red curtain too. That's a good way to talk. I I should keep doing it. Okay, now I'm going to actually take some regular white here again, and I'm going to mix some black light blue into it. And I'm going to paint right above her eyes here. And we need a little bit of shadow. So if I can find the black here. Now this is all rough that I'm really doing right at the moment, putting these colors in. And I will go back and paint over this later with some more detail. And her eyes are partially closed. And for those of you who don't know the story of Leota, who was an artist, created a lot of the characters you saw in the attractions, she actually, they put the makeup on her and filmed her doing this as a test uh, to see how it looked and how it would project onto the form that you see in the crystal ball. And she was so good and spooky at it, they decided to just keep it and use it. They did have an actress dub the voice. It's all right. It's only the black light. I'm okay. Hear a loud crash and a shatter. You know I dropped the light. It's a it's a 4 foot long fluorescent bulb. Oh, I love it. Now I'm going to actually get a little bit of the black light white here. A little bit of highlight into this. Now, see how that glows more? Watch when I turn the lights out. So look at that. See, it's way too much. So I'll have to tone that down. Okay. Let's go under her cheeks here on both sides. So when I applied for the position as the fourth artist at Walt Disney World, audio animatronic artist, and of course we did scenic work. Not as much. We always had people. We'd come in and we'd supervise them because we were so busy working on the figures, and we were the only ones allowed to paint, put the skins on the figures and paint them. And it was a lot of fun. Madame Leota, when I came in, well, we got a call one day that she had all kinds of pellets in her hair. This is this hair they used so it would glow in the black light. And her image in the crystal ball is actually a head form, sort of like, well, for wigs, except they discovered you had to have the inset for the eyes, you had to have the nose coming out on the form. It couldn't be just a flat form. If you project on a flat form, including the lips had to have some depth to them. That it looked like the nose was flattened on the face. It looked really weird. So they figured out it had to be a face form. And then, of course, they had the hair on there. And we went up and looked and quickly discovered that some idiot had fired a weapon. This was back in like 1978, 79, something like that. Back when we didn't have all these idiotic terrorists running around. And and it was like buckshot. So we're going like, what did this person have? And actually, as they, it's a U shape as you ride around her, and they had fired from the side. And obviously, thank God, it was not met that many people in the attraction because it didn't hit anybody else riding on the other side as they went around. Sadly, it put all kinds of little holes into this, and this crystal ball that her head is in was made by an aircraft factory that makes cockpit windows and everything. And it was done so perfect that you could not see the reflected light of the projector on the crystal ball projecting onto her face. It was done so well. And when we had a new crystal ball ordered and brought in, it wasn't as good. You could see that light. It used to bother me every time I'd go into the mansion and see that. Oh well. But of course now it's digital, so it's changed completely. I don't know. I'm kind of partial. I like the old setup. All right. I'm going to stop for just a second. Oh, and I will finish that story. We actually had to take the crystal ball off. We had to pull all the pellets out of her hair, and we had to repair the form because it had pellets in it too. So at least they could use it for a couple of weeks while they rushed the order to get a new crystal ball put in. Don't step on the cat. Well, I did actually. Good thing is we don't have a cat, so but we do have a dog, and she's quite large. Unfortunately, she's a black lab, field lab. Field labs are taller, not taller. They have thinner legs and a thinner body, and she's black, so I better be careful. Oh, okay, Ed. Cool. Wait a minute. Somebody else asked a question. Oh, I've been painting Charlie Brown characters for all my lawn art for Christmas. Oh, how cool. Take a picture, send it. We want to see it. So much fun to see what people are saying. All right, back to Leota here. Let's get a little bit of her. Oh, jeez, I need a different brush now. Here we go again. Smaller brush, smaller brush. There we are. Got one. And I see Pam. I don't know if you're still on here, Pam Turler, who said, "Where's RJ?" I'm here in the dark. Uh, and of course, I had her on the show last week. She's going to be on again. We'll be talking more about all kinds of neat Disney stuff in the parks and about the mansion, and of course about her book, which is great. Suzanne is reading it right now and says it's wonderful. So hopefully I'll be able to read it soon. Now let's get a little bit of her upper lip. And it's gonna look weird because I haven't painted it. Oops. Here we go with the black again because you cannot see the brush tip. Ugh. Let's see if I can fix that right there. That's her lower lip. She looks really mean right now. Let's I got the right brush to do this. Let me fix her nose first. How are we doing on time? Oh, I never started my thing. What time is it? Somebody tell. Oh, okay. I got 20 minutes. I have a kitchen timer I put in here to use. And I forgot to turn it on. So we'll shade a little bit around her. Her nose. I hope you can see this okay. Oh, God. Here we go. Oh, I'm using a small brush and I have to go gentle because I cannot see the tip. So let's shade a little bit more. Yoda was always so nice. And she was very close friends with Mark and Alice Davis. And Leota was getting ready to, she was visiting with Mark and Alice at their home in, of course, California. And she was, had dinner with him, everything. She was getting ready to go to work on Tokyo Disneyland. So this was 1980, I believe. If I got it right, yeah. And she said goodbye and walked down their front walk and collapsed. And um, they had to rush her to the hospital. And then found out that she had really advanced cancer and she died within a very short space of time. What a great loss. Everybody liked Leota. Now, let's see if we can get a little bit of her eye in here so you can. Not perfect yet, but I'll get there. So much fun trying to do in the black light. And anyway, So, yes, Leota tried to feed a gator one day when she went out to the Indian village with us. That was funny. It wasn't funny at the very moment when the gator made a leap for her, but thanks to Lee, he jumped in from the side and tackled her. She was holding out what she had gotten for breakfast, what little piece of pastry, going, here, here. And she was only about 5 feet away from the gator. Ah. And gators in the first 10 feet can move as fast as a racehorse. So, fortunately, we jumped in real quick. And there we go. Sort of. Yeah. See, so actually, this some of this line detail and eyebrows and eyes and everything. I'll actually turn the regular light on to work on those so I can see it better. It's very hard to do very fine detail in the black light. I'm going to darken her under her cheeks here some more. And then we'll go back to more black light blue mixed in with the white, regular white. And clean my brush out again. And Harry Holt, the artist, Disney artist, who he worked on movies like Lady and the Tramp and everything. And a lot of you know him as the very tall, very nice man that was in the hospitality house at Disney World when you first walked in the park. And he was doing all the Disney characters. He was at a big animator's desk. And when he and his wife moved to Orlando, and they were only like about a mile from our house. And we'd go over. They came to our house a lot. We had dinner. But they were great, great people. And but for the first week that Harry was there, they didn't have his setup ready with on Main Street, and they didn't want him just to be sitting around not doing anything. So they sent him back to our studio behind Small World because he had sculpted all the pop-up ghosts that jump up out from behind tombstones and everything, like up in the attic. And at that point, they didn't have those figures in there. They were something new to the mansion. And Harry and I, that's how we got to know each other really well. We sat for a whole week in the black light painting those figures in black light. And one thing was, Harry hated working in black light. He did not like it at all. I enjoy it. I really do. I like doing this. So, there we go. I'll have to do some more on her. It doesn't quite look like Leota, but it's getting close. Some highlights and stuff. Shadow over on this side. Yeah, I'll work on her lips some more. Not with this brush though. And again, like I said, I'll be painting. This is the crystal ball around her head here. So we just come around her hair a little bit so you can see what's going on. I'll do the crystal ball later. Actually, I'm going to switch over and do a little bit on the hitchhiking ghost, which is great because he's going to be in a green glow. Well, blue, actually, not green. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, and I like the comments everybody's making. Okay. And Christine, Rudy, Pam, ooh, spooky, thank you. Hi, Rudy. Talk to you later tonight on your show. Uh, Crazy for Disney podcast, 9 o'clock Eastern time, everybody. Yeah, good. This is a good look for you. I like that. That's very funny. It probably is a good look for me. I should do this all the time. Okay. And Christine, yes, this is yours. Yeah, I can't wait to see it done either. Oh, actually, I am enjoying this. This is a lot of fun. I'm going to switch back to a bigger brush, and we'll put some color on this. I almost dropped the black light. Again, if you've just joined in, this is a crazy setup because now at first I had the light out. Let's turn the light out now. See, it's good because it doesn't really show as well. There you go. Yeah. Now you're starting to see the spookiness of it. And the curtains will have a red in the curtains, subdued. And of course the woman's blowing the candles out on the cake, and Leota is floating above the party, and the hitchhiking ghost is over here, obviously with his hat on. So let's take some of this black light blue here and some regular white. And see how, oh, good, it's showing up. Until I start doing it and look over at the screen, I don't know if it's going to, how it's going to show up for you to see. But by next week, I will have the black light mounted on the ceiling. So I don't have to have it balanced on my lap. This is really funny. Ooh, hat. Top hat. It's one of the only kind of hats I don't have. I have fedoras. I just love hats. I love fedoras and stuff. And yes, I do wear them. I don't just. I even have a bowler. Now I'm actually just using black, regular black paint, acrylic paint. Oh, and by the way, I have been telling you in the past I was using uh, different paints, which were Winsor Newton, and they were always good. But I was never happy with the black because it was always so thin and hard to work with. And a few weeks ago, they had a sale. I get all my supplies at Blick because I shop there all the time. I get great discounts. Of course, I think they raise the prices higher and they give me a discount. Uh, but anyway, um, they had their, it's called Studio Acrylics. What is it here? Yeah, Studio Acrylic. And the black is just incredible. It just goes on so well. And then I tried some of the other colors, and I've switched over. That's what I'm using now exclusively, is Blick Studio Acrylics. They're good, rich colors, but they're not thicker. They just go on better. Oh, look at that. We have a hat. Throw in a little highlight now. Now, the highlight, I can't use just regular white. I've got to use white and mix the blacklight white with it. I don't want it to be a pure white, so I'm going to mix a little bit of the blacklight blue. So I can put in some highlights. There we go. And I'll blend that in. I'm doing this while this is still wet. Yeah, I like to put on my, wear a dress up, wear a suit and tie and put on my fedora. And I also have spectator, black and white spectator shoes. And I also have some that are blue and gray. Spiffy. A little bit on that side. All right. I'll turn the light on above here, and you can see what's happening. I can't just click off the black. Well, I can try this. I'm going to flip the light over so it's not glowing on there. And now that's without black light. And you can see it changing. There we go. So you see that blue here? That's because I only use blue out of the black light blue with the black. In black light, you can see it, but if I don't, because I'll go back again and do this tomorrow, and I will actually mix the black light blue with ultramarine blue and blend this again. And so that when you don't have the black light on, you'll still see the blue and black in everything I'm doing. So you notice even in the highlights I just did on him, it's not as pronounced. That's because I needed to put some more regular white in with the black light white. So we switch it back, and of course, this is so strange. What time is it? Oh, I've got 5 more minutes. Anybody have any strange questions? Anything you want to say? Oh, go away. No, I'm kidding. Nobody said that. Okay. Be sure to share this with your friends. Tell them I'm doing the blacklight painting. And I will be working on this again next week, because actually I'm going to switch in a couple of days and start working on another castle, Christine. I'm going to be doing that too. Painting of the castle on Main Street. And actually painting myself and Suzanne in front of the castle. Okay. But I'll have enough of this done. So when I come back on next week on Friday, Thanksgiving weekend. So if everybody's bored on Thanksgiving weekend at 3 o'clock Central Time, you can join me on my new group site, which is Paintings and Stories with RJ Ogren. And I'll be announcing that all week so I can get more of you to join that group site so you can see it live. And I'll be actually finishing this up, is the plan. So there'll be a lot done, but I'll be doing some detail and some other things. And some other colors, actually, because the wine glasses have some red in them. I'll have a few wine glasses here and some plates. The cake is generous, pretty much white. She has a little bit of color in her, sort of a pink dress, but it won't be real bright because, of course, the illusion is you're sort of seeing through them, just like the hitchhiking ghost I'm doing, which I should get back to here. Let's paint put his hat band in. And if let you know that he will not be hitchhiking. He will be looking over at the woman blowing out the candles. And he will be holding a glass of wine. Maybe even spilling it, which I think would be kind of funny. A little bit of shading there. Okay. Headband. And then the black off of my brush that I was just blending with. And paint the brim of his hat. A little far over. I'll have to do some highlight on this. A little bit of shading on this side. So I'll darken that just a little bit, not too much. A little bit of black, I'll blend it in while it's wet. A little bit down here on this side where it goes back around his head. And I'm going to paint this out here. There we go. Now I'm going to do some highlight. And again, I'm going to mix the regular white with some blacklight white. And a touch of the blue. And we'll highlight it, the brim of his hat. Oh, that's much brighter. That's nice. And let it blend it out as it comes over to his right. I'll come back up on top of the hat and fix these highlights a little bit more. Highlight his headband a little bit right there. Now you know how to paint a hat. I kind of disappear from the screen when I lean way over here. I want you to be able to see it, but I don't realize I'm leaning out that far. I'm sorry. And let me check the time because I forgot to set my timer. Oh, 1 minute left. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to turn this light out, this regular light, for a second. Hold the black light up so you can see with more of what's going on. Now this is the black light's really close. Normally, what'll happen is that Christine, you'll get a black light and mount it on the ceiling, obviously. So that's why I want to mount this black light this week, so I get the same effect and the same light. So when you hang it in your home and you turn out the regular lights, turn the black light. Actually, what is kind of neat is if you, I'm going to turn the light back on because I'm going to go up here. If you actually put the lights in the room this is in, your regular lights, and put them on a dimmer, you turn the black light on and have the regular lights on. It looks really cool because it's still picking up some glow. And as you then dim the lights down, you can actually get your lights in the room, regular lights down so that they're fairly low and give this weird glow, like in the mansion, like, in the attic, it's got black light and regular light. And this will change and transition. And once you then turn the light all the way off on the dimmer, this will just be glowing in the black light. Cool, huh? I like it. Okay, everybody. Have a great week. Have a great, happy Thanksgiving, please. And I will be on next week working on this blacklight painting and finishing up and looking just as strange. Oh, look at bags under my eyes. Everybody have a great week and a happy Thanksgiving. See you all soon. Tell your friends to join in next week. Join my group site, Paintings and Stories with RJ Ogren, and I'll see you next week. Bye.